Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of United Talks podcast. And today we're doing the match review for the game between Aston Villa and Manchester. And that was a defensive disaster right there. Defensive disaster right there. Basically, situation where we shouldn't have even let ourselves get in, and we have gotten into that situation. And it is really, 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 really bad. Really sad as well. Like, you watch the game and you ask yourself same question, especially with what could have been, what we should have done, the goals we missed, the goals we should have scored, and everything. It just kind of like fills us without confidence, basically. We are lacking confidence, lacking like, and you watch the game, we took control of the game and everything, starting with the first goal. Everything just was going well for Man United all through from the game. Like, basically, everything was going really well. And then lo and behold, a long ball was put, in the channel for Euro in the 45th minute. We had many chances to finish the game in the first half. So Sheshko was getting into the rhythm until he basically kind of lost a bit of speed and all that. And I can understand his match sharpness, match speed, and everything. He's still winning his duels and stuff, which we'll come to when we do the match, the player ratings. But Sheshko was, he lost a bit of his speed in the game and basically had to be subbed off. So it's really disappointing. It's really sad. Really hard to watch all of that. But it's one of those things where you have to just basically accept that this is where you are and move on. Bruno Fernandes got an injury in the first half, hamstring injury, but he had to hold on and play through to the end. Then we excuse me, we still conceded. And then basically Cunha got us back from a pressure from Dogu on Matikash, create the pass for Cunha to try to score. Cunha did the job and scored. So, what more do you want from a player, him, when he's actually delivering when needed? So it's really sad and it's really disappointing when it comes to how Man United apply themselves regards to that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for liking, share, and subscribing. If you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. So you don't have to miss anything as relates to match. Next question we'll now have in this situation is, where do Man United go from? That's the next question right now. Where do Man United go from here? Because our next game is against Crystal Palace, against Newcastle, and it doesn't get any easier. Against Newcastle and Leeds, who have just picked form, right? They won their game yesterday. Leeds played 4-1 yesterday against Crystal Palace. High flying Crystal Palace, them form. So, like, where do we go from here? Right? What can we say about the game? You guys saw my reaction on the live. Like, where do we go from here? The time when Menu is supposed to get his opportunity, the brother is going out and ruining things for him, right? And according to, if what we're hearing was true, according to Ben Jacobs, he basically approved of it. So, like, what more? What more do you like? What more can we give, especially to this? It's really disappointing and it's really sad. Watch, but it is what it is. One of those things you have to just kind of accept where you are, move on. But in truth, I would have loved to like talk about this game a lot and all of that things that I saw in the game and stuff. I think at some point, bringing on Licha in the second half to come and play in midfield. We all know Ruben Amorim said this, but people don't want to. People don't want to accept it. Ruben Amorim said this. Um, that basically that playing in midfield is different from playing in D. Like, if obviously Licha is playing in defensive in the defense, basically that will be a different application compared to playing in the midfield. But yeah, it still doesn't mean that Villa ran through us because it never defended well. Lenny Euro just let us down. Absolutely. Yeah, people might come out and say, "Oh, he's just 20. He's a 20-year-old. This, da, da, da. He's quite young. He's had a lot to learn." Bro, he's played one full season. He's a top pro. Played one full season at Man United last season. Understands moments, understands the game, understands a whole lot of things. And then coming into the second half, still drops his shoulder again, and he's not tight on Morgan Rogers. And Morgan Rogers knows this. Yeah, Diallo tried to defend the cross into the box from Madsen, and Madsen crossed it eventually, and it deflected. Just mark out your player, no switching off. The first goal, Euro was jogging, literally jogging. jogging to go defend. He was the last man in defense. Could have put Rogers offside, but he didn't. Now go and press the guy down and knock him. Like they don't. Who is going to throw long throw for them? Who's going to throw long throw? It's better we get a throw in than allowing him to break down and come in and still shoot. He lost the ball off the line. You were still jogging. Like it's disappointing and heartbreaking. Albeit you look at us where we are at the table right now, we're still seventh. Now we're under Liverpool, who are fifth with 2 points, 2.3 points behind Liverpool, and Villa are third, right? Third with 1 point and 2 points off, 3 points off the top of Arsenal, right? And now we've scored 31 goals, we've considered 28. Like, what's the way forward? Because we've scored more than Villa, but Villa have won more games, right? They found a way to win more games, and they are the most informed team in the league, the team with the most wins, like the most the team on current form, and the team on like wins basically in the last couple games, like in the last 10 games basically, right? They have 11 wins, 3 draws, and 3 losses, and those 3 draws and 3 losses was at the beginning of the season when they were really struggling. When they were really struggling at the beginning of the season. You look at Villa's fixtures from the beginning of the season, right? They were really struggling. So they had they lost to Go Ahead Eagles in the Champions League, in the Europa League. Now they struggled. They lost to Brentford in the first game, lost to Crystal Palace in the second game, drew to Aston Villa in the third game. I mean, drew to Everton in the third game. Then they were knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Brentford 1-1, and then they drew to Sunderland, and then from then on out they started winning. They won Bologna 1-0. They won Fulham 3-1. They won Feyenoord 2-0. Beat Burnley 2-1. Beat Tottenham 2-1. Right? They went on that streak like that. Then they lost to Go Ahead Eagles 2-1. I'm not sure they rotated the squad. They beat Man City 1-0. They lost to Liverpool 2-0. And then they started winning from then on out. Started winning up until they beat Manchester United. So they've beaten the 2 Manchester teams this season. Now their next run of games, they play against Chelsea, they play against Arsenal, they play against Nottingham Forest, they play against Crystal Palace, and they play against 3 hard games in 5 next 5 fixtures. And it's Chelsea on the 27th, the day after Boxing. So it's really sad that Man United had to lose this. Really sad. And if we're looking at stats before we kind of go on into because our next 5 games, My next 5 games, based on difficulty: Newcastle, Wolves, Leeds, Burnley, and then we face City. So really tough, man. Play Newcastle on the 26th. So now if we're going to stats for the game, basically, Man United played 57% ball possession to Villa's 43%. 1.31 expected goals to Villa's 1.02. Total shots was 15 for Man United, 12 for Villa. Total shots on target 6, very poor for Man United, and 7 and 4 for Villa, who shot 12 total shots. And then with regards to big chances, both teams had 3 big chances. Big chances missed. Villa missed 3, Man United missed 2. Accurate passes to 392, 86% to 290, 281. 80%. Then fouls committed, Man United 14, Villa 11, corners 5-5. Now, Man United also Ruben Amorim also gave debuts to Delesi and Jack Fletcher. And I said during the live watch along, I said, you know what? Now that we need players, we might as well play Jack Fletcher when needed, and play play Delesi. Since everybody's saying Ben Amorim does not trust in the youngsters. Now, you look at the situation we had with Bruno coming off. What then happens from here? All the Bruno haters, Bryn Jeffries, I'm calling you out because I know you always talk about him as a stats merchant. Now that he's out, how do you feel about the game? You can put it in the comment section on all of that. But it is what it is. Like, I'm really, 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 really disappointed how we found out. For you guys, my Facebook folks, my Facebook community, just put it in the comment section. Let's have conversations and stuff. It's really disappointing. Really, 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 really disappointing. and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like how we lost the game. I don't like how we basically just capitulated, especially in defense. The only players that could hold their head high are in heaven, basically, defense. And in the mid or across the front, the four, um, Diallo and Togo can hold their head high. Cunha can hold his head high. Mount as well, and Eshko. But it's really disappointing and sad to watch, is what it is. So we um go to player ratings. Like, let's just not waste too much time. Go to player ratings. And with player ratings, we'll start with the goal, basically. An allowance. Is he at fault for any of the goals? Could he have saved anything? I had a couple saves. I don't think he is at fault, but obviously he had 2 saves and he considered 2 goals. So basically, accurate passes 18 of 23, which is decent. Accurate long balls 3 of 8, which is poor. But obviously the aim is not to get it accurately, it's to get it in the right space. He acted as a sweeper once, high claims 1, diving saves 1, saves inside the box 1, punches 0, throws 4, recovery 7, right? And then he gets 21 touches in total. So St. Lomans, give him a 6.0. Then Euro, for me, he gets a 6.0. Poor performance today. Was yes, albeit was the most accurate passer, 95% of any player who played 45 minutes. But then defensively he was poor. Obviously, played 84 minutes, was subbed off. Now, when I talk about defensive contributions for a defender, if your defensive contributions is not over 5, then basically there's a problem. Euro's defensive contribution 5, only 63 touches in total at 8 of 8 accurate long ball. And passes in the final third, he had 8, all of that. And then when it comes to passes, total passes, I think in total passes, with regards to duels, ground duels, 1 of 0 duels, 0 is 1, which 4 committed 1 foul. I mean, should have committed. It is what it is. Next person on our list, Aiden Evan, 7.5, absolute beast of performance, holding his head high when the chips are down. 41 of 47 passing accuracy. Then basically, regards to other things, he contributed 64 touches in total, touches in the position box. To when you look at defensive contributions, that's what I'm saying. When a defender is defending, the defensive contribution is not over 5. That's poor defense. Aiden Heaven, 19-year-old center back, plays center of center back, got 12 defensive contributions. 12. Next one is Luke Shaw. Played full 90 minutes, completed the most passes, 61 in the match. Basically, touches, he had 87, defensive contributions, 9. See, right? I always look at defense contributions, we talk about these things, right? Defensive contributions, 9. Passes in final third, 6. Tackles, 2. Rest. So it's like Shaw did really well, and he gets my 7.0. And then obviously in defense, right wing back, this is one of his better days, and that is Diogo Dallo. He gets a 7.0 from me as well. You look at his recoveries, is 4. Then when we go to his defensive contributions, at 5. But he's a wing back, so it's allowed 5 defensive contributions. Had also good recoveries and stuff. Then you go to so Euro gets a 7.0 from me. You go to Bruno, that's 0.5 basically because of just the first half. Created 1 chance, played 45 minutes. Excuse me. Played 45 minutes. Clearances is 1. Chances created 1. Defensive contributions 5. See, even in the 45 minutes, he had 5 defensive with 2 touches and all of that. So he gets 6.5 from me. And basically, Manuel Ugarte, same 6.5, played 73 minutes. You look at his defensive contributions, 10. That's what I'm talking about. Right? Underrated performance, 44 touches in total. Touches in position box, 0. Passes in the final third, 5, and all that. So Like Manogate had a good game today, one of his better days, 6.5 rating from me. Then we go to Patrick Dogu. Patrick Dogu basically is my man of the match in this Man United team. For his performance, despite all of the criticisms and stuff, he gets an 8.0 from me. For the assist, basically for pressuring the ball. He had 57 touches in the game, and defensive contributions. Basically, having a look at that quick. That's defense contribution. He had 9. So we see of all the back line, Euro was the one with the list, especially apart from Diallo had 5. Dogo had 5, had 9, and Euro had 5 as centre back. So yeah, that is it pretty much. And then we go to Cunha. Cunha gets an 8.0 from me as well. Good performance today. Basically, was making things tick even when Bruno was down, taking responsibility. Total shots was 6. Chances created was 2. And then he also had 9 defensive contributions. See, even more than Euro, right? Is what it is. 3 of 6 accurate shots on target rather. And then you also have Mason Mount. Mason Mount did really well as well. He gets a 7.0 from me as well. 33 of 44 passes. You look at defensive contributions, 9. So you see, pretty much same thing, right? Then you also have Benjamin Sheshko. Benjamin Sheshko gets 6.5 from me. You look at all the stats. He had 1 shot, played 3 minutes. Obviously, this is second match back. And excuse me. And total touches, 16. I think him and Watkins would have had these touches in the game. But you look at his defensive control, well, he had 1 defensive control. He was involved in the recovery. Then you also come to the bench, the subs, Leacher. Leacher comes on. The played only 45 minutes halftime. Defensive contributions 2. Obviously, he's not a midfielder. Playing on defense midfield and was playing like a defender in midfield, basically. Making things happen. Points in the final third 6. Passes in final third 6 and all of that. Which takes me to the next one, which is Sherlacy. Sherlacy gets a 6.0 from me. First start for the 18-year-old. And hopefully it continues there. Touches in final third, touches 13. Defensive contributions 3. So for the 17 minutes he played, he had 3 defensive contributions. Then you also have Xerxes came in 17 minutes, plays 5 accurate passes from 100%, and then defensive contributions he had 1. So been involved for the 17 minutes as a striker. Then you also have Sherlacy. Sherlacy came on for the last minute, and there's no report. Basically, just 1 shot, 6 minutes played, goals, nothing. Total shots 1. Was straight at goal. What else again? Pretty much same thing. Nothing to report for Sherlacy. But he played 7 minutes. So it's disappointing, basically. And I can understand Ruben Amorim basically not having options on the bench. Fredrickson, Tari Malasha, and Ndito Bantato. So yeah, it's really sad. One of those things. What do you guys think about this? So now to team rating 6.5 for all performance from the team. Then to manager rating 6.5 as well, but just because it's a team rating and stuff. I mean, Amorim was tied, that his hands were tied. Couldn't have made any other substitution that have made sense. But it is what it is. All those things where you have to just move on from the game and prepare for Newcastle. They're going to pummel him with press conference, in the post-match press conference, regards to questions and all of that. But yeah, we'll be here to see, we'll be here to analyze it. Mine finished the day 6th. All Premier League games, barring the Fulham versus Nottingham Forest tomorrow, have been played. And if you look at Nottingham Forest are in 17th. Win, they go to United finish 7th, finish this weekend, 7th. With the win, and we started the weekend as 8th or 7th. With the same amount of wins, draws, and losses with Crystal Palace, barring and then we are above them by goal difference. So it's really sad. And you can imagine Brentford have 7 wins, 2 draws, and then 8 losses. That's why they're 12th and 3 points. If we had got a point, it would have been better. We have gone over Sunderland. We have more goals. Scoring more goals, but we're not defending well. That's the problem. So our next game is against Newcastle, Boxing Day. We haven't had a good form the last 5 games. Last 5 games, we've only won 2, drawn 2, and lost 1. The last 11 games, we've lost twice. Barely won a couple games. So it is what it is. One of those things you just have to move on. And not dwell too much on it. But yeah, the next video you're going to be seeing is the takeaways. But yeah, for those that joined us on the live stream, Sentimental, ITN, and the rest, thank you so much for joining. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye. As you can see, I'm pretty much very tired. Like, I'm tired because I'm frustrated, but I'm also tired from having a very busy week. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing. Next one. Take care. Goodbye, and God bless.